Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage, and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Before we jump into the price action, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Okay, so we need to discuss a few things within the accounts we're following. I haven't been able to update it in a few days just because I've been ill, and basically, we were looking for that possibility of having a bigger five-wave move here. So we're going to go over some of that first before we jump into some of the recent moves. So we were looking at some of these possibilities about extending down, but we did actually come back up here, and we're not challenging the zone of this wave one. So it's invalidated these additional fourths and fifths to the downside here. We did say, if we do start to break above that 50%, it becomes less likely. And then alternatively, breaking above that channel was sort of a sign that, potentially this count could look to invalidate. For the most part, we need to be a little bit cautious within this because it is still possible that we could have something else playing out in here, where actually we have potentially something like this playing out where, we have a one, a two, potentially another one and a two, which could actually lead us to much bigger impulsive moves to the downside. So we need to be a little bit cautious about that until we actually cross back above this 24,000 area and this high of this 25,250. We do need to be aware that we could actually see continuation to that downside. So that is the one possibility we are looking at. The other possibility is that, we were looking for that B wave down into this 20,757 to this 17,104. So we did move into this channel, and we were waiting to see if we would get a reaction, and we have moved to the upside here. So the question now is this a C wave up, or is this actually just going to be a connector within here and we actually look to push down one more time? So this is going to be key. So what happens in this zone here is going to be quite key as to whether we can continue to look for this bigger move up in a C wave, potentially up towards this zone of this $32,000 area, or whether this is actually going to break down. So the structure within here is a little bit strange. We're going to discuss that. And basically, we need to see this key resistance zone, this 23,904 to this 22,217, which we've actually come up into the bottom area. So we've hit that 50% of this overall move. So we need to be cautious that this doesn't actually look to break down and have another leg to the downside here, where this becomes basically an a B, and then we look to push down for the C wave. So we're going to just have a look at that in a second. So within that, what we're looking out for is the possibility. We did talk about this in the previous video, where we could look at this whole move down into an A and potentially looking at this as a triangle as a B. And the fact that we've come back up to this B wave location here is making me think that this is potentially the correct count. So it'll be interesting to see whether we actually maintain this zone or whether we actually start to break down deeper here. So we have started to have a sell-off here, and basically what I'm looking for here is whether this move to the upside has just been a corrective structure, where this is an A, a B, and a C wave to the upside here, and then we actually look to push down lower one more time. So if that is the case, effectively what we could have is that this B wave could already be completed here. It is also, however, possible we could see something like this play out, where we get an A, we come back down, find support, B, and then get that C wave to the upside. So you need to be a little bit cautious in this area. It could be we could experience a direct sell-off off of this, or alternatively, we could look to find support here and then look to push up. So we're going to go over the bullish and the bearish option here. Effectively, within this microstructure here, I'm going to just come in a bit closer. The way that I'm currently looking at this move to the upside, I'm going to keep that on actually, is in this manner. So this move at the bottom here is a tricky one. We can look at this in a few ways. Potentially we can count this as a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2, and then actually we're in a bigger five-wave move here. Or alternatively, we could look at this just as an A, and then within this we have an A, B, C, D, E as a triangle. and then we're looking for this potential to have this move to the upside. I was looking for a 5-wave structure here. For the most part, we are still in that 4th wave area. What we need to see here is whether this actually holds this 21,626 region. Otherwise, potentially this could be a completed move into this high point of this 22,600. And then we could actually look to either move down and find support, like I said, in this 22,158. Looking at this move potentially as doing something like this, where this becomes an A, this becomes a B, and then we get a C wave to the upside, which would then potentially look to push us up higher towards that 23,904 at that at that 786 retracement. Or yeah, so 786 retracement. If we do get that 5th wave up, come back down, say to the 618, you can see that that would actually be looking to push us up into this region of the top of this box. So I'm keeping an eye on that. If we do manage to find support again, above this 22,222, potentially we could see this B wave play out and extend to the outside, to the upside one more time, like I said, where this becomes an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. So within the substructure here, like I said, we need to maintain this 21,624 if we are looking for that possibility of having this 5th wave. From that area, it's going to be important what happens. If we have a deeper retracement, which comes back and starts to take some of these key support zones or key highs and lows within the structure, then potentially we could look at this just as a completed ABC move, like we've got marked out here. However, we need to be aware of that potential to actually break to the upside as well. The problem, like I said, with this move is there is a couple of ways of looking at this. Potentially, you could even break it down even further, where you could say that that's a 1-2. This is another diagonal or something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Then we'd get another 5th wave. So we're gonna have to give it a bit of space here and see how we react to these key zones. The immediate short term, I'm looking to see whether this 5th wave comes in. If this 5th wave does not come in and we lose this 21,624, then I would be looking for that possibility of finding support in this green box area at this 21,158 to this 20,222 area. If we lose that 20,222, basically losing this 19,549 region becomes more likely, and we could actually be looking for a continuation to the downside, where actually we just have a complete B wave like this, and we're going to look for that direct sell off to the downside for that C wave. So that's where we've got to be a little bit cautious of here. I'm just going to measure this out. So potentially, if we had to reject from where we are, that 17,602 could potentially be a zone that we actually look to reject down to. If we do move up higher here, potentially that could change this area as well as to where we actually end up. So keep an eye on that. If we do fail to maintain this low, then potentially we're heading down here. And then it'll be key to see whether the support box holds within this area or whether we actually look to continue that sell off to the downside. Okay, so this is looking at that as a corrective move to the upside. And I'm going to discuss this because this is still a viable count within here. And it basically, this is what I mean. It's important what happens if we do get a push up here one more time for a 5th to see what happens after that fact. If we do actually manage to continue to find support above these key areas here, potentially we could see some extension within these waves. Obviously, like I said, if we start to lose this 21,647, then we'd have to potentially say that we had a completed move into here, and this was a corrective move as a B and a C, and then that's actually the completion. However, as long as we hold this 21,647, potentially we could see an additional leg to the upside here for this 5th wave, and then from there, what I would be looking for would be to see whether we have these additional subwaves within here, where this is a 1 with a 2, and then basically another 1 and a 2 within here. So this is what we're currently looking for. If we maintain this zone of this 21,272 after completing this fifth wave. Potentially we can look for another 5 wave move to the upside. And then basically the same thing again, if we manage to hold this zone again of this 21,494 from that point, effectively what we'd be looking for is this continuation to the upside in a fifth wave. So this will be interesting if we do get extension like this, because then this could technically be the start of the C wave, where this whole move would then become a one, come back down for a two, and then we look for a bigger third, fourth, and fifth to the upside. So this is going to be key as to what happens. And yeah, we don't have completed 5 wave structure yet though, and just like I said, with that move to the downside, you need to wait for that evidence of those fourth and fifth waves. If you don't get that, then basically this move is just a 3 wave move to the upside at that point. And then you need to be careful, because that could indicate that we actually send it lower and actually get one more sell off to the downside, and actually look to push down towards these lower ranges here. As we talked about in the previous videos, if we start to lose the 17,104 zone, then potentially we are looking for that fifth wave to the downside, and would have to monitor that subwave structure to see where exactly we could actually push down to. So because of the fact that we are looking for that as a fourth wave potential, I am keeping a track on the possibility of still seeing a 5 wave move down here. But the problem is, so like we were talking about, if we want to now look at this in some kind of an impulsive way, the only real way that you can do it is either that this whole thing is becoming a diagonal, and that would be looking at something like this. It would have to be an expanding diagonal though, and you'd have to take it from this point here, because basically what you'd be looking for then is that this could be a 1, 2, all of this is a 3. But now this would only validate if we do move up past 22,772. If we do not get that additional fifth wave move up, then it wouldn't be valid, this count. We'd have to cross this wave one at this 22,722, and then we'd have to see another 3 wave structure down, which would have to pass this zone of this 18,596 region. So this would be what we'd be looking for as a diagonal here. Nothing's confirmed within this. This is just something I'm currently watching. If we do get that additional fourth and a fifth up here, and then this breaks down and it goes deeper here in a bigger 3 wave structure, either we could look at this as an A, a B, and a C, or alternatively, this could then become a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a diagonal. If it is a diagonal, we would have to be a little bit cautious, because we could then look for that 3 wave move to the upside, forming a wave 2 or a B wave, and then actually look to push down deeper. And if we were looking at this as a bigger structure, yeah, this is an A or 1, and then this is a 2, would indicate that we'd be pushing much deeper than the current fifth wave area that I'm looking for here, which would be from this sort of 16,263 to this 14,282. This would be potentially looking to push much deeper than this. So we'd have to be careful if that does actually play out, where we could see this become a diagonal here, get a wave 2 to the upside, and then basically look to break to the downside again. So this is not confirmed yet. If we do move up past this 22,722, then potentially we can start looking at something like this as playing out. But we would have to just monitor it. Like I said, if we get this fifth wave up here and then we just break down past this low, then it would indicate that either we're getting something like this as a diagonal, or alternatively, it could just be the fact that this is an a B, we get a C wave down, and then we actually look to either reverse from that point, or we could start to form just a bigger A, B, C. We come back up for a B wave, and then we push down for a C wave again. So that, there's a lot open to interpretation at the moment. This is a good potential start if we're looking for that C wave to the upside, but it would need to continue its push to the upside, and And I'd want to see these areas hold. I'd want to see this additional fourth and a fifth in here, and then potentially these additional fourths and fifths looking to push this slightly higher here, and complete the structure. Because at the moment we don't have a completed structure, so we need to just bear that in mind. That if we do see these additional fourth and fifth waves up here, potentially we can look at this move playing out. As a five-wave move. If we do get a five-wave move, and it does move up towards the top end of this, which would be this 24,324 to this 23,733. Basically, this key zone of support here would be what I'd be looking out for next, which would be the 21,657 to this 20,430. Once we start to lose this lower area, it becomes less probable that, we're going to get that continuation. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, in there, you'll find affiliate links for the BYBIT and Primex BT. Check them out as well. Great exchanges that we use for trading when we do our trades. Everyone, have a great day. See you in the next one.